What's up, guys? It's Wick. Just wanted to share another resource on generals. I used to really math out all the generals and go through them one by one. Every time there was a release, I'd have to go mathematically try to figure out, hey, is this really worth spending the coin on getting this general? Is it really that much of an upgrade? And have to do the math. Fortunately, I had the community point me in the direction of XWing's Sheets over on the Game of Thrones Discord. I'll post the link in the description so you can pick them up yourself. But if you go to the Game of Thrones Discord, go to XWing's Sheets. He has sheets where he updates after every general. Let's look at the last one with Hercilia, the general. Let's see, here we go. And it's literally a screen, a sheet with every general. Let's zoom this in. You at the bottom of the screen, you actually can base it on the keep level because march size is determined by keep level. And here we go. Let me. This one thing, if you're in dark mode, you have to change that out so you can actually read what the titles are. It's an incredible resource. He goes through each and every single buff. And the thing I love about this sheet, there were other resources beforehand, but I think this one really takes the cake because he included march size. A lot of times people were just chasing buffs, but march size is just as important in terms of packing hitting power. And he's computed them both and actually does total rankings. That's the total rank right there. Attacking rankings, defense rankings, HP rankings. So, excuse me. Really impressive stuff. Right now, number one, Romulus Hercilia. Not a shocker, but it's a big relief to find that the top, whenever you've got that general, you've got them max, you've got them ascended, you can see how far down they drop with the new releases. And, you remember Gunther was the hottest thing in the world, but now Gunther Romulus gets you to 25th best pairing. Now, do I think you need to chase out every single top one? No, I think that if you're like me and you're not Elon Musk and you don't want to, chase every new general, it's important that you kind of wait a generation or two. Don't upgrade with every single new release. Wait a couple of releases, and like for instance, if you're in ground, you're still using Elise, you're probably a little outdated right now. You want to change up and see like that they'd be down in the hundreds, but it's impressive stuff. The total rankings here. I don't know X-Wing. I've never talked to him, but I'm mad respect for doing all this work. If I could change anything about this sheet, and again, I'm not computer savvy enough working with spreadsheets to be able to do it myself, but if I could change anything, it would be whether or not the buffs are universal versus qualified, right? Because if you're still just chasing percentages and you're using two qualified generals, back in my buffs video, the universal helps you with reinforcing. The attacking won't. So you can turn into, you could be hitting like a powerhouse on attack or rally, but when you're raining, you've got the buffs of Shajar al-Dur. So it's important, I think, to kind of notice but again, you can just do that by reading Hercilia. You look at it, and again, we know that she's universal. So having her as the assist, knowing that Romulus Hercilia is number one, we have a qualified and a universal general paired together. EVONY, I feel like, is really doing that a lot more lately, like not pairing two universals or two qualifieds. They're kind of forcing you into it, but there are some pairings here that are both universal and both qualified. So again, I might avoid that because I know I want to make sure at least one general's buffs are on for reinforcement. So for ground, I would make, again, if you're reinforcing so much with ground, I might make the universal the main general and the qualified the assist so that all those ascension buffs are on. But again, I think this is an A+. I would, if it changed qualified versus universal, maybe a color code where universal's green and qualified is red or something like that, so you can see the pairings that are one of each. That might be the only thing I'd make it go from an A+ to an A++. But again, mad props to X-Wing and Game of Thrones for hosting this on their server. I'll post the link to their server in the description of the video so you guys have access to it. And hopefully this gets you all your answers you ever wanted to know about generals. Thanks, guys.